going to be trying something really different and new. Today we're going to be doing a top 8, top 8 countdown. We're going to be doing the top 8 worst high-end vehicles in the game, in GTA 5. This is on story mode, and I'm pretty sure from none of the newer updates, none of the high-end vehicles were really in this little chart that I made. So this is in no particular order. I think I just said that, but just in case you didn't hear me, I guess this is in no particular order, so please don't get mad. So the first one, let's get to the first one. The first one is the Ducati Vindicator, and look, I'm gonna be giving you the reasons why I think it is the worst as well. The Ducati Vindicator, and also I'm gonna be taking it for a little drive. The Ducati Vindicator is way too expensive. I mean, this is a bike that costs $600,000, and it is way too big and bulky to be a bike. I mean, it does have the Carville power boost on it that works in free roam online. It doesn't work on story mode, but yeah, that doesn't really work in racing, so this isn't really that fast of a bike if you think about it. It's not even as fast as Electro, which also has a Carville power boost, but without the Carville power boost, this is not even in the top 10 fastest bikes in the game. It's way too expensive. I already said that. But another thing about it, the thing about this is that it's not very good. As you can see, look, it handles horrible because it's so big and clunky. And in the end, I will say what I think is the worst of all these. This is not that. But let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second car that will be on this list. 2 of these cars are indeed sports cars. And by the way, 3 of these cars are not high-end vehicles on story mode, but they are online. So that's why they're on here. But I had to do this on story mode. And this next one is actually what I think to be the worst high-end vehicle in the entire game, which is the Ennis Windsor. Some people are going to say, oh, but the livery. Look, yeah, the livery is kind of cool, but this is actually almost the slowest coupe in the game. And at the same time, it's a 2-door. This is a 2-door. As you can see, it's really horrible at turning. And it's almost $850,000. I believe it's $845,000. And also, it's not customizable at all, and it's just so, I don't know what to say. It's just so bad. Also, I don't know why these liveries are on it, and even though I said they were cool, some of them aren't. I just got this because it was just an example. And yeah, the Ennis Windsor is not a very good car in GTA 5. I don't think it deserves to be a high-end vehicle, even though it is a Rolls Royce. So the next car is going to be the first of the sports cars. There's only 2 sports cars, no supercars, in this video that I think to be the worst, one of the top 8 worst high-end vehicles. The first one is the Bosch Rapid GT. This car is so bad around corners. Some people may think this is a really good car. I wanted to include 2 sports cars, 2 thought to be fast / nice looking cars that sometimes people really like. But this one, I don't know why it's liked. Look how horrible it is at handling. Watch. Okay, wait. We'll take this next corner normally. It understeers way too much. It's not really good at steering, and I don't know why it's even high-end. I think it should be, kind of one of those cars, the Panto, or the Warner, the Glendale, those high-end / low-end cars. It's so horrible around the corners, just to let you know. So the next car, some people may actually agree with me. If you saw the car build that I did not too long ago, this is a horrible car. It's not very customizable. It's pretty slow. It's also a 2-door, not a 4-door. So I don't see the point. The Sultan and the Kuruma and the Shafter V12 are all faster than it, and they are 4 doors. I already said it's not customizable at all. And at the same time, it has the stupidest color schemes, and it looks pretty awkward. It's also $440,000. That is way too much. for a car like this. It's more expensive than the Infernus, which is 440. This is actually 448 exactly. I don't know why it's that much. Seeing that, it's way slow. It's much slower than the Infernus. I don't know why it was even made a high end, or I don't even know why it was put in the game to begin with. It's kind of a useless car because it's not. You cannot make it look unique because it has no customizations. It's not very good in a racing situation, and at the same time, it's just awkward looking. And this did come with the last team standing update, and I believe it was one of the only car. It was the only like actual car. There were only other bikes. It was the only actual car in that update. So, yeah, not a very good update when it comes to cars, but I mean, it did introduce last team standing. So now we're gonna switch to Michael and go to the other 4 cars, which I believe these next 4 cars are just god awful when it comes to a racing situation. So sadly, we're gonna have to spawn all the way over here. If it says that it's gonna be delivered in spoils one, that's gonna suck. We're just gonna get in that. Yeah, we're just gonna get in Michael's car. Alright, now we'll just get in his tailgater and drive to the garage. I already know where it is because this is the one that I use for my car builds. So we're just going to be moving there. And by the way, I'm sorry about this little, how I had this switch and now it's going to be going to their the garage. And by the way, guys, I actually may like do more of these countdowns with you guys. This is going to just be the first one that I do on the channel. Because this is the first one that I had on my mind. It was pretty simple and easy to set up, besides the fact that I can't put them in a particular order because it'd be pretty hard to do so. But yeah, let's just go. Wait. Oh. Alright, so let's start with the first one. And that's the Super Diamond, another Ennis car. Ennis, I don't know, whatever you want to say. Just like the Windsor, it's not customizable at all, and just like the Windsor again, it's very horrible around the corners. Oh, and also like the Windsor again, I mean, it's pretty awkward to like put around the corner. I mean, I already said that. Whoops, sorry. It may be, like, in the sedans class, it may be a really good car in a straight line, but really that does not make up for how bad it is in the corners, as you can see. Oh my god. It didn't even, like, get around that corner with a quality, like... See, look, I'm gonna try to go into the garage. It's challenging. Because it's so horrible and clunky, it turns like a boat. Alright, so the next car is probably what I would call literally the worst muscle car in the game because a lot of reasons. It's one of the most expensive muscle cars, and also it's actually one of the least customizable. I think there's only about 3 different categories of customization, those being, I think, fenders and hood, and, oh, that's only 2. So it's not that customizable of a car, really, and at the same time, this is a muscle. It's another one of those cars that are very horrible around the corner. I mean, look at that. It's so heavy. Well, it's not even heavy. It's light, but it's just so hard to put around the corner. Like that was a wide corner. Look, let's try to go on the inside of a corner. Look, it's so the wheels are so small that it just hit the curb and like it bounced off the curb. Like. That's another thing about it. It's so low down and crappy, clunky, and I just don't know what to say about this car. Like, see, look. Oh. And also, I don't know why the hood is off. That just looks stupid. And yeah, I don't know why this car is in the game to begin with. It is a limited edition car, but I don't know why you would get a whole nother edition of the game just to have this piece of absolute dog crap. Thank you, women, for finishing the sentence explicitly. So the next 2 cars are a bit, like, similar, and they are both pretty recently updated. compared to the rest of the cars we just covered. Well, besides the Windsor and the Vindicator. These are the Virgo and the Chino. These cars are very, very similar, but let's start with the one that's a bit better, and that's the Virgo. So, these cars are horrible in a racing situation. These are muscle cars, by the way. They are very slow in a straight line, as you can see. They literally, like, oh, it's so bad. And they're also some of the biggest muscle cars. It's horrible around a corner. Well, probably because it's raining right now, it just drifted, but it usually understeers because it's so heavy. And but the one good thing about these cars is that they're super customizable. That's what these cars are meant to be. They're meant to be kind of like lowriders, not like racers. But this is kind of like a racing video and on deals because these cars are 6 figures. Yes, this is $195,000. The Chino is $225,000. No idea why they were that expensive. I may understand if they were about 100 grand flat. No, get out of the car. Get out of the car. If they're about $100,000 flat, because then I could kind of understand it. But really, I think the prices should be about $60,000 for each of these cars. The next one is the even slower one, and that's being the Chino. So the Chino does have a little bit of extra points, like when it comes to being a bit good, because this actually can be a Benny's upgradable lowrider. So it's a customizable car at Benny's Original Motorworks. So that does give it a little bit of extra points, but it's even worse in a racing situation than the Virgo. This one it turns so horribly, and at the same time it has a bit better top speed than the Virgo, but it has worse cornering. Let's just bring this into the garage, and I'll do my temporary outro, which is an outro pretty much all the time now. So, if you enjoyed the countdown and want to see more, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next one.